Ball hit again?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Not this type of camera, but it was one of those tiny ones.
We are live here at Bishop State versus Bevill State on field number 2 at Veterans Park, our first and only Division II game that we'll have here on field number 2. I'm Dallas Rinsey with the call. Bright and early this morning. This is actually our second game that we have here on field number 2 this morning after we just concluded Wallace State versus Northwest Shoals in 6 innings, as it was the Lions from Wallace State coming away with an 11-2 victory, and now Bishop State and Bevill State face off against one another. Bevill State will be the home team, Bishop State will be the road team, and we are underway here. This game was supposed to be played last night here on field number 2, but since we had the weather delays, pushed back as that will be swung on and miss. But it's beautiful weather on this Friday morning. Hopefully we will not have any weather delays, as we have 2 more games after this one. Both will be Division I, but this will be Division II, Wildcats and the Bevill State Bears, as it will be Harmony Stafford, number 3, to lead things off here for the Wildcats. As we'll take a look at our starting pitcher for the Bears, as this is an elimination game. Both teams losing yesterday to open up the playoffs, trying to keep their season alive today. As that is swung on a miss and a strikeout to Harmony Stafford. And the first strikeout for Kyla Edmondson, number 8, on the circle. Take a look at Edmondson's stats on year number 8. The sophomore right-hand pitcher making her 36th appearance on the circle this year. 28 started year, 18 wins, 8 losses, 17 complete games for the Bears this year. As that's a check swing, and it's going to be a foul ball from Olivia Watkins playing in center. 164 innings of work for Edmondson, 191 hits allowed, 95 earned runs. She has a strikeout to walk ratio, 126 to 58. She's allowed 25 home runs this season, but comes in with a 4.05 ERA. Needs a win today for the Bears, as this one will be popped up against the fence. For strike number 2, an 0-2 count here to Olivia Watkins playing in center. Take a look at the Bears out in the field. Allison Bates, number 22, will be behind the plate. Caitlin Chappell will be at first. Stour Black will be at second, as this will be a ground ball base hit into left center field for Olivia Watkins. And the Wildcats have their first base runner and first base hit, as it will be Anaya McGee Barnett of nets to bat here with a runner on first. Hartley Rice will be at shortstop, and Bailey Webb will be at third base for the Bevill State Bears. In their white jerseys, pretty much pinstripe uniforms, while Bishop State will be in their white uniforms as well, or slightly gray uniforms with green patches on their shoulders. As that'll be in for a strike here to Barnett. Kayla Butler will be in left. Rachel Whitmer, number 16, will be in center field. And Morgan Dupree will be in right field for Bevill State. Here on field number 2. Strikeout and a single so far, as this is lifted down the left field line, as they did a coin flip prior to the game. So even though Bishop State is the higher seed in this matchup, they will be the road team. Bevill State coming in as the number 8 seed. And like I said, Bishop State, the number 5 seed. Wildcats and Bears. This one will sail upstairs. Let's take a look at the Wildcats starting batting order. Stafford, Watkins, and McGee Barnett will lead things off, followed by Poirot, Weaver, Bryant, Wheat, Farrer, and finally Emma Wilson. That'll be the starting 9 for Bishop State. Second game played here at Veterans Park. So that one will sail upstairs. Bevill State lost yesterday to Central Alabama in a 9-4 loss in 7 innings. As Bevill State coming in with an overall record of 33-21 on the year and 15-16 in the conference. Fouled off against the fence once again from Barnett. Very good pitching staff with Bevill State this year, and a very good offense as well. They've lost a lot of close games in the conference this year, so that's why they are just below 500 in the conference. Barely made the mark to make the postseason this year, but they're in it and trying to keep their postseason dreams alive here in this one, as this one is going to be fouled, and this will go straight out of play. All four fields are in action. We only had field number 2 in action earlier today to conclude that Wallace State versus Northwest Shoals game in Division 1. Mentioned Wallace State with an 11-2 victory, so they'll remain in the winner's bracket. This is an elimination game, as this will be a ground ball base hit to left field out of the reach of Webb and Rice, and Barnett has herself a base hit. So Barnett comes away with a base hit and 2 base hits on the day, as it brings out Lizzie Porro. We're a runner on first, and she slices one foul down the left field line. First out was recorded to Harmony Stafford with a strikeout. Barnett with a single to keep this inning alive. And now Lizzie Porro, the starting catcher, goes around, I believe, and they'll check, and yes, she did go as they check down the right field line. 3 umpire crew for today's games. 2 during the regular season, 3 umpires, 1 behind home plate and 1 down each foul line. So that one will miss outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Edmondson looking for her 19th victory on the circle this season, which is a team best. Jesse Aston, number 21, has 10 wins and 8 losses. As this is ripped foul down the left field line from Lizzie Porro. Lizzie this season with 3 home runs and 27 RBIs, 28 base hits, 8 doubles on the year with a .277 batting average. In her freshman season, she has played in 41 of the 54 games for Bishop State. This season, she'll be behind the plate for Bishop State in the bottom half. So this one's going to be fouled off. And it'll be a 1-2 count here. Bishop State, 24 home runs hit, 296 runs as a team, and a .306 batting average for the Wildcats this season with a .376 on base percentage, .435 slugging percentage. Very good offense for the Wildcats this year. So that one sails upstairs, and it's 2-2 now. Kaylee Weaver, the designated player, is on deck for the Wildcats. Wildcats coming off their loss to South Florida State yesterday, 10-8 in 7 innings. Swung on a miss, and it's a strikeout. As we head to the bottom of the first, no score for the Wildcats. Bevill State up next to bat. As you're watching the South District Division II Softball Championship live on JockJive Sports, this will be the only game that we will have in Division II on field number 2. Bishop State unable to get on the scoreboard first. Bevill State up next to bat. They'll face off against number 10, Emma Gilmore, the freshman right-handed pitcher making her 24th appearance on the circle, her 22nd start of the year, 9 wins, 11 losses, and also has 16 complete games this season with 123 innings of work. She allowed 49 earned runs on 118 hits. Her strikeout to walk ratio is 86 to 63. A 2.79 ERA on the season. As she'll face off against a very talented Bevill State lineup. Near the top of the ACCC Division 1 or Division 2 in offense. Stuart Moore settles in. Bishop State coming in as number 5 seed, 32-23 overall as we have a stoppage. As time has been called from the batter leading off, it'll be number 1 Keaton, the designated player, leading off for the Bears. And the first pitch will sail outside. Bishop State 20-12 in the conference this season. As we take a look at the Wildcats out in the field, they'll have number 21 Lizzie Porro behind the plate. Anaya McGee Burnett will be at first base. Kaylee Bryant at second. Harmony Stafford will be at short. Mallory Wheat will be at third base. In the outfield for the Wildcats, they'll have Emma Wilson in left field. Olivia Watkins in center. And Jessica Farrer will be in right. For the Wildcats here in their elimination game, and it's a 3-0 count to begin here to Keaton, the designated player, with Caitlin Chappell on deck. Bears trying to start their offense on a strong note. And it's a leadoff walk on 4 pitches to Keaton. 2 base hits for the Wildcats in that top of the first inning. Watkins was called, I think, picked off first. We did not catch it up here in the press spots. Well, she was called out. 2 base hits to Watkins and Burnett. 2 strikeouts on the back end for Bevill State. But a leadoff walk to start here, and now Caitlin Chappell will swing away. Shows bunt, draws it back. It's going to be in for a strike. Taking a look at the batting order for Bevill State, they'll have Keaton, Chappell, and Webb to lead things off. Hartley Rice will be batting cleanup, followed by Skylar Black, Morgan Dupree, Kayla Butler, Rachel Whitmer, and Allison Bates. That one misses downstairs. 6 pitches so far for Emma Gilmore. 5 of them have missed the strike zone. A walk given up to Keaton to lead things off. As the pitch finally connects here. 1-2. Bevill State in 53 games played, 382 runs scored as a team. They've also hit 36 home runs this year with a .326 batting average, .385 on base percentage, and .481 slugging percentage this season. As that one sails outside. A good take there from Chappell. Second on the team with base hits, 55 on the year, on 162 at-bats for Caitlin Chappell. And also has drove in 39 runs this season. As Chappell foul tip into the glove, that'll be in for strike number 3. And the first out recorded here in the bottom of the first. Brings up number 34, Bailey Webb, who is the leading hitter for the Bears this season with 71 base hits, 21 doubles, 5 home runs, and 45 RBIs this year. A .384 batting average. So that one will connect for a strike. As Emma Gilmore starting to settle in here in the bottom of the first inning after a 4-pitch walk to Keaton. Strikes out Caitlin Chappell. And now Bailey Webb, the third baseman, will deal in. Webb will take that one upstairs. The leading home run hitter is Hartley Rice with 10 home runs and 38 RBIs. But the top of their batting order, all with 5+ home runs on the year. And Bailey Webb has found a way to get on base time in and time out, as this will be a foul ball here from Bailey Webb. A .384 batting average on the season for Bailey Webb. Very talented Bevill State batting order for them this season. Pitching staff's been very good as well. As I said, they've lost a lot of close games this season. As this will be a ground ball to short here to Stafford. Flips over to second for 1. Throw to first is not in time. But they do get the force out at second for out number 2. Nice routine play there from Stafford to Bryant, and they almost were able to get the out at first to Burnett. And brings up Hartley Rice playing at short. Rice this season. This will be at bat number 157 for her on the year. 53 base hits, 17 doubles. This is a lineup that hits a lot of doubles this season, and the first pitch will miss downstairs. Bailey Webb leads the team with 21. Rice is right behind her at 17, and you got Chappell and Scour Black with 11 doubles on the year. This team has hit 93 on the season, as that one's going to be fouled off from Rice. 10 home runs, 38 RBIs, a .340 batting average. Very deep lineup for Bevill State, trying to put their offense in motion very early on. Had a tough time against Central Alabama in their first matchup, which was yesterday. The first team that kicked off, I believe, on either Field 4 or Field 1 yesterday. Field 2 and Field 5 mostly have had Division 1 games, and Field 1 and Field 4 have had the Division 2 games in the tournament, as we have two tournaments going on here at Veterans Park. It's a 2-1 count here to Rice, and she swings and misses for strike two. Two strikeouts for Kyla Edmondson on the back end for Bevill State. One strikeout for Emma Gilmore here in the bottom of the first inning. Bunt shown here by Rice with a runner on first, and she swings and misses for strike three. Both pitchers with two strikeouts to start here in the first inning as we head to the second. No score between the Wildcats and the Bears here on JockJive. We head to the second inning between the Wildcats and the Bears. Both starting pitchers with two strikeouts apiece, as it will be Kaylee Weaver, Kaylee Bryant, and Mallory Wheat to lead things off here for the Wildcats. Take a look at our opponent profile. First up with Bevill State, as they went 33-21 overall, 15-16 in the conference, as that is swung on and missed. They're under head coach Chris Harris. The team is fifth in home runs, offensively third in the conference in hits, and they have the most stolen bases on the year for Bevill State, 153. The best in Division II, as that one will miss outside. And they're also fourth in the conference in batting average. And their pitching staff is in the top three in earned runs allowed, strikeouts, and also third best ERA as a pitching staff. As this one skied to left field, shallow left field, drifting in foul territory, and there to make the catch is going to be Harley Rice on her knees for out number one. And we do apologize for the shades that are covering the bleachers down the right and left field line, blocking majority of right and left field. Well, we'll try to do our best to make sure you know exactly what's happening if it goes into right or left field. So that'll be out number one there on the P6. As it brings up Kaylee Bryant, number 00. Playing at second today for the Wildcats. Bevill State took 3 of 4 games versus Coastal North, Wallace Dothan, and Enterprise State this season. They lost series to LBW and Marion Military. Their only split was against the Wildcats this season, taking 2 of the 4 games against Bishop State. And they only played 31 games this season in the conference. So if you're wondering why they're not at 32 like the rest of Division II, I believe one of the games against Chat Valley was postponed and finally canceled. Apparently it did not impact the seeding. So Bevill State was able to take 2 of 3 against Chat Valley to conclude the Red Wars season. So they were able to win the series against the Pirates, but did not have to play all 4 games. So they were able to have series wins against Coast North, Dopton, Enterprise State, and Chat Valley. But lost to Central Alabama to start the postseason, losing 9-4 in 7 innings yesterday. I believe that game was at 11 o'clock a.m. as well. So that one's going to be inside here, and it's going to be a full count here to Kaylee Bryant with Mallory Wheat on deck after Kaylee Weaver, the designated player, pops out to short. Edmondson looking to retire as second straight batter. And she will not, as that'll be a walk inside. Another thing about Bevill State, they are second in the conference in fielding percentage. Is Bryant able to work a walk, so runner now on first. Bishop State with 2 base hits already off of Edmondson. Signals from Watkins and Barnett. As that first pitch will connect for strike number 1. Mallory Wheat this season with no home runs, 18 RBIs, a .319 batting average this season with 38 base hits and 9 doubles in her sophomore season. As she pops this one up and it'll drift out of play and off the light pole over to the right side. To the left of field number 2, we have field 3, and then over to the right, I believe it's field number 1 that we have here at Veterans Park. As this is lifted to left field, and this will drift out play from Mallory Wheat playing at third base. All these fields are right next to each other, so if a foul ball goes out of the field of play here on field number 2, fans over to the right and left of us have to make sure their head is on a swivel so they do not get hit from the line drive. We also had a camera get destroyed yesterday. As this is a line drive, base hit right up the middle. Back-to-back base runners here for Bishop State in their 3rd hit for the Wildcats. It's Mallory Wheat able to single one right up the middle. And Wheat's able to collect her 39th hit of the season. First and second here with 1 out as it brings up Jessica Farrer, number 5 playing in right. 2 home runs, 26 RBIs for the right fielder as she swings and misses on the first pitch. 52 hits season. The leading hitter for the Wildcats this year is going to be Harmony Stafford with 66 hits and 14 doubles on the year. Farrer trying to connect here. Bunts it down the left field line. Beautiful bunt there. And the bases are going to be loaded. Actually, I think a foul ball was called from Farrer. So she'll go back to the batter's box, and runners will retreat back to first and second. Emma Wilson will move to the on-deck circle. And now we'll take a conversation between head coach Chris Harris and the home plate umpire after that foul ball was called. 1 out here in the top of the second. The Wildcats trying to strike first here. 2 base hits in that top of the first, 1 here in the second inning for their 3rd hit. Sal connects for strike 3, a strikeout as far as caught looking. And that will be out number 2 here in the top of the second. Bottom of the batting order with number 2, Emma Wilson, up next to bat. Home run and 29 RBIs, 237 batting average this season. Only 1 triple and, like I said, 1 home run on the year. She has 7 doubles hit in her first year with the Wildcats. A very young team Bishop State is this year. Had a great Red Wars season. Coming in as the number 5 seed Very tight game this will be between the two teams. They'll need their best pitchers to produce, and that will result in a hit batter as it hits Emma Wilson in the leg. And the bases are going to be loaded here in the top of the second. First batter hit by either starting pitcher. And it brings up Harmony Stafford with the bases loaded here. Struck out her first at bat. Emma Wilson will require a little bit more attention. Watch down the right field line, and looks like she's going to be okay. Bases loaded here for Stafford, trying to convert here with 2 outs. And the first pitch, Stafford fouls off the fence. 2 home runs, 27 RBIs. The leading home run hitter is Kaylee Weaver with 4 home runs on the year. Stafford, in her first year at Bishop State, .340 batting average, 66 hits, 14 doubles. She would love to have an extra base hit here. And she fouls another one off the fence behind home plate. And the count will be 0-2 as Kyla Edmondson attacking very early on. Olivia Watkins, number 4, is on deck. We had the bases loaded 6 times in the Wallace State Northwest Shoals game. We have our first opportunity with the bases loaded here in this pivotal Division II game. 0-2 pitch. There'll be a chopper to short to Rice. Flips over to second in time to get the force out. Bases loaded for the Wildcats, but no runs to show as we head to the bottom of the second between the Wildcats and the Bears live on JockJive Sports. Bevill State up to bat here. Wildcats had the bases loaded, but were unable to convert. It'll be Skylar Black, Morgan Dupree, and Kayla Butler to lead things off here in the bottom half of the second. As that pitch will be in for a strike. Here to Skylar Black, number 18, playing at second for the Bears. 8 home runs, 50 RBIs on the year, a .313 batting average with 11 doubles and 2 triples. So that one will miss downstairs, and it'll be a 1-1 count here. No base hits yet for Bevill State. They did have a base runner on with Keaton, led off the inning with a walk. But 2 strikeouts to Chappell and Rice left the Bears scoreless. And now is going to hit Black in the midsection, and she'll take first. I mean, the first batter Emma Gilmore has hit so far in this game. And Black in a little bit of some discomfort, trying to walk down to the first base bag. Knelt down, her head coach having a quick conversation with her, making sure she's okay. Now a place you won't get hurt or hit early in this game. Hopefully she'll be okay to remain in the game as she jogs slowly down the first base line. And brings up Morgan Dupree. Dupree with 2 home runs and 28 RBIs as Skylar Black gets a thumbs up and she's ready to go. No base hits, like I said, for Bevill State yet. 2 base runners, 1 walk, and 1 hit batter. As Dupree steps in. Playing in right field today, this will be at bat number 118 for her on the year. A 40-hit season with 6 doubles and 2 triples. A .342 batting average. A lot of these batters in the lineup for Bevill State well over 300 on the batting average. Bunts it down the right field line, but this will be a foul ball. Caleb Butler moves to the on-deck circle. Webb with 71 hits season, and then 3 players with over 50 hits. That's Chappell, Black, and Rice. And then you got Keaton and Dupree with 40 hit seasons. And then the rest of the lineup, they will get 20 or 30. This will be put in play here. Throw to first is in time. Throw to second, they got her. We saw this yesterday in the Shelton State Northwest Shoals game. A good sacrifice bunt there from Dupree. The out was called at first, and then they were able to catch Scour Black napping at second base, and that is a big double play here for Bishop State. Something these teams have been working on over the last couple of months, and they finally showcase it here at Veterans Park. And it brings on number 5, Caleb Butler. A home run and 12 RBIs, .262 hitter this season for the Bears. First pitch strike here from Emma Gilmore. 28 hits, 2 doubles, and 1 triple for Caleb Butler this season, sophomore outfielder. Bases empty here with 2 outs after that big double play. Foul down the right field line from Butler. But just 1 home run on the year for Kayla. As the Bears looking for their first base hit as Emma Gilmore, with a little bit of some control issue on the first batter she faces to start each inning, but she's been able to settle in. As that one sails outside and it'll be in for ball number 1. Busy day on JockJive. Will give you score updates not only from here at Veterans Park, but also in Oxford. A couple of their games got pushed back to the 11 o'clock hour this morning, including Coastal South Baseball versus Snead State. Butler fouls off another pitch. So those games are underway. We were able to conclude the final game that was scheduled for yesterday, even though this game between the Wildcats and the Bears was pushed back. As you can hear the wind here up in the press box. Very windy Friday morning. Swung on a miss, a strikeout. Third of the game for Emma Gilmore. As we head to the third, no score between the Wildcats and the Bears here in this elimination game in Division II play. Two innings are in the books. Still looking for our first run here in this elimination game between the Wildcats and the Bears. And the first pitch delivered in for a strike from Kyla Edmondson, who's been pretty spectacular so far. She has allowed 3 base hits, but she does have 3 strikeouts to start. As it'll be hitters 2, 3, and 4 for the Wildcats, as this is grounded foul. Olivia Watkins, Anaya McGee Burnett, and Lizzie Porro to lead things off here for the Wildcats. Well, like I said, the Wildcats have been able to get their base runners, but they had the bases loaded in the top of the second inning. It was a fielder's choice hit by Harmony Stafford that ended the threat. And now they're trying to reload here in the third inning. Zal Canat in for a strike, and that's a strikeout here to Olivia Watkins to start the third inning. That will be strikeout number 4 for Kyla Edmondson. On the other side, Emma Gilmore with 3 strikeouts. It brings up Anaya McGee-Burnett, who had a single her first time up. First pitch will miss downstairs. Take a look at our opponent profile with Bishop State, as they're under head coach Monica Higginbotham. Lost to South Florida State in the first round, 10-8 in 7 innings. So that one's inside for a ball. They're the away team in this one, 32-23 overall and 20-12 in the conference in Division II. Their pitching staff second in the conference in ERA, 4th in total strikeouts. As this one hit right back to the pitcher, that'll be in for out number 2. 1-3 put out, 2 up, 2 down. As Burnett grounds out back to Kyla Edmondson and brings up Lizzie Porro, who struck out her first time up. Bats here with the bases empty. And their pitch staff is first in earned runs allowed. And the only bad thing about their pitch staff for Bishop State is the amount of walks they've issued this season. 202 walks during the regular season. Their offense is 8th in the amount of home runs they've hit, 4th in hits, 4th in stolen bases in Division II. So this one's inside. 6th in the conference in batting average. And one of the problems with the Wildcats this season has been their fielding. 8th in the conference in fielding percentage and 8th in the conference in the amount of errors they have committed. That's right down the middle for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Lizzie Porro. Three home runs, 27 RBIs. So that one's downstairs. Good take there. 28 hit season with 8 doubles. 277 batting average for Porro, number 21. Kaylee Weaver on deck. As Kyla Edmondson trying to bat or pitch through the order here in the third inning. As this is lifted to left field, but hooking foul from Lizzie Porro. But State trying to clean up their act out in the field. So far, a good start through the first 2 innings. Been able to get the easy out at second on the fielder's choice. But that's been the problem for Bishop State this season, trying to clean up here in the postseason. This one's popped up, and this will sail out of play from Porro. Olivia Watkins, Anaya McGee-Burnett, and Mallory Weed all with singles so far. Porro looking for her first one here. Keep the inning alive for the Wildcats here in the top of the third inning. Kaylee Weaver on deck. So that one sails upstairs, and it'll be a full count here to Porro. Looking for her 29th hit of the season. Wildcats have hit 24 home runs this season, as this is lifted foul and out of play. Kaylee Weaver leads the way with 4 home runs. Porro with 3, Watkins with 3, and Anaya McGee-Burnett also with 3 home runs on the year. And then the rest of the line kind of spread out between 2 or just 1 home run hit this season. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off at the very last second from Porro. And we'll see another 3-2 pitch coming up here. Edmondson has struck out 4 batters so far. She's also hit 1 batter as well in almost 3 complete innings of work. The Bears will have the bottom of their batting order due up, and also the top of the batting order with Keaton will be batting third when the Bears come up in the bottom half of the third inning. As this is another foul ball off the fence this time. Well, we will have 2 more games after the conclusion of this Division II. However, we'll shift back to Division I. That's fouled off once again from Porro. We'll give you score updates from the other 3 fields as well. Some elimination games coming up, as we'll start to see the tournament start to unfold here at Veterans Park. That one's downstairs, and a long at bat results in a walk to Puro. First walk issue from Edmondson. A long at bat there from Puro. Brings up Kaylee Weaver. Weaver with 37 hits on the year, a .289 hitter. Also in her first year with Bishop State. First pitch right down the middle for strike one. No triples on the year yet for Kaylee Weaver, as she has played in 46 of the 54 games for the Wildcats this season. That one will be in for a strike as well. Quickly ahead is Edmondson, as Weaver popped out at short her first time up in foul territory. Counts 0-2, looking for the ring up here. And it's outside for ball one. Nia McGee-Burnett, Olivia Watkins, some of the sophomores leading the charge for the Wildcats this year, but a very young Wildcats team. Bright future for the Lady Wildcats moving forward. As this one's lifted to deep right field, and this one's going to be caught and right by Morgan Dupree. Long fly ball there from Kaylee Weaver, looking for her 5th home run of the season. But we go to the bottom of the third. No score between the Wildcats and the Bears here on JockJive. Bottom of the batting order here for the Bears, as we look for our first run here in this elimination game. Rachel Whitmer, Allison Bates, and Keaton to lead things off here for the Bears. But Emma Gilmore back on the circle, delivers the first pitch downstairs for ball one. Whitmer in her sophomore season, 86 at-bats during the regular season, 16 runs driven in, 27 base hits, 4 doubles, and 1 triple. She is a .314 hitter this season for the Bears. And she's up in the count 2-0 with Allison Bates on deck. But Bevill State's only split was against Bishop State this season. Other than that, it's either been series wins or series losses. And this is going to be a tight battle between these two teams, and it already has been. 3-0 count to begin here. Bevill State has had their leadoff batter on, either by a walk or hit by a pitch. 3-0's the count, and it sails outside a leadoff walk to Whitmer, playing in center today. And Bevill State once again has a leadoff base runner for the 3rd straight inning, as it brings on number 22, Allison Bates. Bates with 12 hits on the year, just a .197 batting average with 8 RBIs. We'll see if she might pull down a bunt here, bring out the top of the batting order with a runner in scoring position. A will bunt. This will go back to Gilmore. Gilmore flips over to first in time. This time, they will actually have a runner on second. Stour Black was caught napping at second. They were able to get the quick throw over to second base and get the double play. Well, that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. Off the sacrifice bunt from Bates, and brings up top Banor with Keaton, who walked her first time up. Aaliyah Keaton with 32 runs driven in. First pitch will miss downstairs for ball number 1. 359 hitter, 46 base hits, 6 doubles, and 1 triple for Keaton. She'll be the designated player leading off as Bevill stayed trying to stretch across the first run of this game. In a game they desperately need to keep their playoff hopes alive. Caitlin Chappell moves to the on-deck circle. Freshman infielder for Keaton, and it looks like we're going to have our first visit on the circle for Bishop State, as Emma Gilmore having a quick conversation with her head coach, Monica Higginbotham. Number 5 seed Bishop State, after a big game yesterday against South Florida State, losing 10-8 in 7 innings. I believe that game was also at the 11 o'clock hour as well. Yesterday we started at 2 o'clock p.m. with our first wave of games. Got through the first 4 games before we had that weather delay. Some fields were able to go into their second game scheduled and were able to finish. However, this field and field number 5 were able to complete their games, and then 5 minutes later we were under a lightning delay for well over an hour. Chet swinged, and she did not go. And actually, they're going to check down the left field line. And she did go for strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Keaton. The runner in scoring position, that is Rachel Whitmer. Misses downstairs for ball 3. The Bears have yet to have multiple base runners on so far in the early goings here in this elimination game. They've had their leadoff batter on, trying to capitalize here. That'll be in for strike 2 as Gilmore battles back in the count. We do not have stats from yesterday's loss for Bishop State, but I assume Emma Mooney, number 30, was the starting pitcher yesterday against South Florida State. That is in for strike 3. Beautiful pitch there for Emma Gilmore. Get out number 2. And now that'll bring up Caitlin Chappell. We're runner on second with 2 outs. She struck out her first time up against Emma Gilmore. Gilmore was down 3-1 to count to Keaton. Was able to deliver bat-to-bat strikes. First pitch will sail upstairs for ball 1. But we have Emma Mooney and Emma Gilmore for Bishop State. Both pitchers with over 9 wins on the year. Emma Mooney with 17 wins, with Gilmore looking for her 10th victory on the circle. Very talented pitching staff for Bishop State this season. Ground ball to second to Bryant. Flips over to first in time. No score between the two teams as we enter the 4th inning between the Wildcats and Bears, live on JockJive. We're through the first 3 innings as we enter the top of the 4th. Bishop State with all 3 hits in this one. Bevill State looking for their first. They've been able to get a couple of base runners, but no runs to show for it as we enter the 4th inning. First pitch will miss for ball number 1. As it will be Kaylee Bryant, Mallory Wheat, and Jessica Farrer to lead things off here for the Wildcats. Well, I just had 3 hits so far off of Kyla Edmondson. That'll be in for a strike here to Bryant, who walked her first time up. Well, it's a full jam-packed crowd here for today's game. Good crowd over the Wallace State and Northwest Shoals game bright and early this morning. And also a very good crowd with Shelton State, who we'll see later today in their elimination game. Also got the shade covers for the fans as well, as this one's going to be popped up against the fence. For strike number 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Bryant, playing at second. Mallory Wheat on deck, who singled on her first at-bat to left center field. It's been a pitcher's duel so far between Edmondson and Emma Gilmore. Bryant trying to break the scoreless streak. That one will miss downstairs, and it's a full count to be in here in the top of the 4th inning. Wildcats have had the bases loaded already once in this game, but we're unable to convert with 2 outs. As this one's lifted to left field, but hooks foul off the bat of Kaylee Bryant. Bryant with just 1 home run on the year, and she's also driven in 25 RBIs, 42 base hits, 8 doubles, and just 1 triple on year, .313 batting average. Line drive, what a catch. Actually, it dropped to the ground. The throw is in time, however. Great play there from Bailey Webb. At first glance, it looked like she made the line drive catch, but actually went in and out of the glove. But she was able to throw from third base to first in time for out number 1. Great defensive play there from Bailey Webb. So instead of an L5, it'll be a 5-3 putout and bring up Mallory Wheat. So that one will be downstairs here to Wheat. Able to collect her 39th hit of the season on that single to left center field. She is the only hitter in this starting lineup that does not have a home run this season. However, she has driven in 18 runs this season for the Wildcats. So that one misses as well. Here from Kyla Edmondson. Both teams with a team batting average well above 300. 2-0 to count. Now a miss inside. Bishop State did come away with a split against Coast North in the second to last week of the season. Team that was able to come away with 20 wins in the conference this season. Not at the top, but we're able to find our way to the postseason this year, as that'll be a walk here with 1 out. Issued from Edmondson, that'll be her second walk. And now that'll bring up Jessica Farrer, who struck out her first time up. And we'll say we're going to have a pinch runner at first base for Mallory Wheat. And it looks like that is going to be number 18, Olivia Pode, coming in as the pinch runner at first base as we enter the middle stages of this elimination game. Pode has 1 stolen base this season. She has not been caught stealing yet, so she's 1 for 1. Sophomore outfielder who only has 17 at-bats this season for Bishop State, but she comes in as a pinch runner. So first pitch will miss downstairs to Jessica Farrer, who struck out her first time up. Playing in right today. Base runner on with 1 out. Infield in. And Farr swings and misses. Big cut there. We're strike number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Emma Wilson due up bottom of the batting order here for the Wildcats. And the pitch fouled off at the last second for Farr. A 52 hit season, as she is one of 2 batters on this lineup with 50-plus hits. Made that actually 3 with Harmony Stafford, well over 66 hits. We'll see you get an opportunity here in the 4th. Missing downstairs is Edmondson. But both teams with over 30 wins overall, just most of their wins have come in the conference. That swung on a miss. Chasing after that pitch was Jessica Farr, and that'll be a strikeout for Edmondson. And out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. As it brings up number 2, Emma Wilson. Hit by a pitcher first at bat. A Ginger walked down the right field line, but able to stay in the game. Runner on first here. Wildcats trying not to spoil the runner, as that'll be fouled off. Wilson with 31 hits has drove in 29 runs, which is second most on the team behind Kaylee Weaver, who has 33 on the year. His first pitch fouled off. Harmony Stafford moves to the on-deck circle for Bishop State. So Wildcats fans hoping their offense can get something going here in the 4th inning. Edmondson with the pitch. That's going to be inside. Almost hit Wilson for a second straight at bat. The Bears will have Bailey Webb, Hartley Rice, and Stour Blatt to lead off. Heart of their batting order in the bottom of the 4th. Gilmore has now allowed a base hit on the other side for the Wildcats, as this one's going to be popped up behind home plate, and it'll go on top of the cover, covering the stands over to the left side. You can definitely hear the wind coming into the press box, and that might have played a factor on if that ball was going to stay in the ballpark or not. It'll be a 1-2 count here to Wilson. With Wheat or the pinch runner Pogue on at first base, that one will sail upstairs. It will be 2-2 here. No score updates yet to deliver here on the broadcast. Pretty much the same spot as all the other games. This is lifted to left field into foul territory, and was that caught? No. Just out of the reach of Kayla Butler in left field. Looked like it possibly could have been caught, but luckily for her, it did not drop in fair territory. So it'll be a strike, or a long strike number 2, and it'll be 2-2 here to Wilson. So Wilson will catch another life. And she swings and misses. Strikeout for Kyla Edmondson. 4 shutout innings for the star pitcher for the Bears as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on JockJive. We enter the bottom of the 4th inning, Bishop State and Bevill State. In a 0-0 tie, Dallas Rinsey with you this afternoon. or technically still morning time since we started at 11 o'clock, and we're about to approach noon here at Veterans Park. And the first pitch will miss downstairs for ball number 1, as it will be number 34, Bailey Webb, Hartley Rice, and Skylar Black. There's 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order for the Bears, as we still search for our first run here in this crucial elimination game in Division II play. So that one will sail outside. A good take there from Webb, who hit into a fielder's choice her first time up at shortstop. Still no hits for Bevill State. They've been able to get their leadoff base, or their first hitter of the inning, on, as that'll be fouled off, and it'll be 2-1. Keaton was able to work a walk in the first inning. Skylar Black hit by a pitch to lead off the second, and Rachel Whitmer able to reach off a walk. 2-1 pitch. This will be lifted into right center field. Now one's going to drop in for the first base hit for Bevill State, and it'll be a leadoff double for Bailey Webb. Exactly what the Bears were looking for. And for Bailey Webb, that will be her team-leading 22nd double of the season. After having 21 during the regular season, she connects. Well hit into right center field. No chance for the outfielders with Watkins and Farrer, as Hartley Rice will now step in. Strikeout victim her first time up, and she'll foul out the first pitch. We'll see if this will be the momentum here for Bevill State to finally break the scoreless tie between these two Division II rivals. Bishop State last season was in the South Division, the ACCC, while Bevill State was in the North Division. They now are in Division II play against one another. This will be a bunt put down. Runner will go to third. The throw is on target for out number 1. And an excellent sacrifice bunt from Hartley Rice. We're out number 1, and now move Bailey Webb to third. Best opportunity of the game for the Bears. Brings up Skylar Black, who was hit by a pitcher first time up. Is Emma Gilmore trying to settle in here in the bottom of the 4th. Giving up her first base hit. All 4 innings, Bevill State's been able to get their leadoff base hitter on base. Skylar Black steps in here with Morgan Dupree on deck. But the first opportunity, the Bears have had a runner at third. Now a base hit will give them the lead. But Black's got put in play here. And Black fouls this one up against the fence. 8 home runs, 50 RBIs for Skylar Black. Exactly at 50 base hits on the year. 11 doubles, tied with Chappell for the third most on the team. 313 hitter with 2 doubles, or with 2 dribbles, beg your pardon, on the air for Skylar Black. That one sails outside. A good take there at 1-2. Both pitchers been able to get their strikeouts in this game, and they have come at crucial times so far in the early stages of this elimination game. 1-2 pitch from Gilmore is grounded to third, and it's going to go off the third baseman, Wheat, and the Bears will strike first off an RBI single from Skylar Black, and it's 1-0 Bevill State. 2 hits in the inning, the only 2 hits of the game for the Bears, and they strike first 1-0. Good effort from Mallory Wheat at third base, but goes off her glove. No play for Harmony Stafford at short. And now Morgan Dupree will step in with a runner on first with 1 out. 1-0 lead here for Bevill State. Dupree laid down a sacrifice bunt her last time up. Unfortunately, Black was called out at second after not paying attention after the bunt was called. That one's going to go downstairs. Gaylord Butler moves to the on-deck circle We'll see if Dupree will lay down another bunt here in the bottom of the fourth. But the Bears offense coming alive here in the bottom of the fourth, putting the pressure on the Wildcats moving forward with 9 outs to work with. At least Chopper right to the first baseman, fires a second, low throw, but they're able to get the out at second. Go down as a fielder's choice to Dupree, out number 2. Record could have had a chance for a double play, but Burnett was unable to get over to second in time. It was a low throw at second, and I did notice that the shortstop Stafford also made sure she stepped on second, and that might be the discussion between the 3 officials. And it looks like they're bringing it back out, Stour Black at second, so there could be a possibility where both runners are safe. No call has been made. And Black is wondering if she is out or not. And yes, she is out. At second. Well, actually, she's returning back to second, so there still is some miscommunication between the Wildcats and the Bears. Black was about to run back to her dugout, and now she retreats back to second. And that is why we have a long conversation from the dugout. And yes, they're going to stick with the original call. So it will be 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on first after the fielder's choice. And now Kayla Butler will step in after striking out her first time up. So glad we were able to get that cleaned up here in the press spots. As Butler deals in, first pitch will miss outside. RBI signal from Stour Black, who was just called out at second off the fielder's choice. Starting to score in this one for the Bevill State Bears, trying to keep their season alive. We'll dive into the playoff bracket in just a moment. This will be a ground ball to second to Bryant. Flips over to first in time. Bevill State strikes first, 1-0. We head to the 5th here on field number 2 at Veterans Park. We'll be right back here on JockJive. We enter the 5th inning. Bevill State has a 1-0 lead for now. It's going to be up to Kyla Edmondson to pitch a perfect shutout to try to come away with a victory. Top of the batting order here for the Wildcats. Harmony Stafford, Olivia Watkins, and Anaya McGee Burnett due up here in the inning. Stafford is over 2 with a strikeout and hit into a fielder's choice, 6-4. And we'll see if she went on this one. They'll check down the right field line. She did not. Olivia Watkins on deck. At the moment, we have Central Alabama and South Florida State. Central Alabama defeated Bevill State yesterday, and South Florida State with a 10-8 victory against the Wildcats. They're facing off in a winner's bracket game as that is fouled off from Harmony Stafford. So the winner of that game will remain in the winner's bracket and face off against St. John's River versus Marion Military. in that winner's bracket game. Here's the pitch here from Edmondson. It's going to go outside as Stafford looked like she was about to swing away, but holds up, and it's 2-2 here. The Wildcats with just 3 base hits to Bevill State's 2. Well, Bevill State scoring the 2 runs, or the 1 run off the 2 hits. This is fouled out play, and a nice catch for one of the fans in attendance. Over to the right side. Count remain 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Stafford. But we appreciate everyone tuning in to JockJive and appreciate your patience here on field number 2 with all the rain and lightning delays as Stafford flies one to deep left field foul territory, able to make the catch. Is going to be Kayla Butler for out number 1. A good swing there from Stafford, but comes up empty. Brings up Olivia Watkins, a single and a strikeout for her in this one. But we'll have a full dose of games at 1:30, as long as the weddings or the weathers are able to cooperate. I believe we will have Lake Sumter versus Wallace Doakton in their elimination game as well. That's over to the right of us, I believe. And they are in the 5th inning as well, and it's a 2-0 lead for the home team. Don't know who the home team is for most of these games since it's a coin flip. It does not matter who the higher seed is. That one's in for a strike. Good looking pitch there from Kyla Edmondson. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike here with 1 out. Here to Olivia Watkins looking for her second base hit. After signaling to left center field in the first, a strikeout in the third. That's right down the middle. Bat-to-bat strikes from Edmondson as she bows back in the count. Anaya McGee Burnett is on deck for the Wildcats. But the winner of this Bevill State and Bishop State, as this is going to be a fly ball to left field, and Butler's there to make the catch on the run. 2 up, 2 down here for Edmondson and the Bears. And now Anaya McGee Barnett will step in. A 1-for-2 game as well for her with a single ground out bat to the pitcher last time up. But it'll be the loser of the Game 8 between St. John's River and Marion Military that will face off against the winner of this game. The loser of this one will have their postseason dreams snapped here in this tournament. Count's going to be 0-1 here to Burnett as she lines one foul down the left field line. Top of the 5th here with 2 outs. Lizzie Porro awaits on deck. Hopes to have an opportunity here in the 5th inning. But one swing in the bat can tie it up here for Bishop State, even though Edmondson's been phenomenal. As it will be 1-2. 2 flyouts to Stafford and Watkins, both caught from Kayla Butler. 1 in foul territory and 1 on the run over into left center field. 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play from Burnett. Three home run season for Burnett with 50 base hits. And she is 3rd on the team in doubles. No extra base hits yet for the Wildcats. So that one misses downstairs. A good take there. But most of these hitters for Bishop State well over 25 RBIs on the year. And the pitch. Red foul once again. And over toward the Bishop State dugout. Whoever the home team is supposed to be in the 3rd base dugout. That is Bishop State, but they're the road team in this one. Bevill State's over to the right of us in the 1st base dugout. But both teams were made aware on who is the home team and who's the away team. Downstairs, there will be a full count here to Burnett. with Lizzie Porro on deck as we enter this top of the 5th inning. And pretty much been a pitcher's duel so far. We'll see if that changes in the final couple of innings. We've already had one game go to extra innings on this field, as this will be a ground ball to short. Tough play here for Rice, and it goes off her glove, and it's going to be a 2-out base runner here for the Wildcats. It's going to be a tough play either way there for Hartley Rice at short. Burnett's able to reach, and Lizzie Purr will step in. A strikeout and a walk for her so far. Strikeout came in the first, the walk in the 3rd inning. So that first pitch sails inside for ball number 1. It's been the complete opposite for Bevill State and Bishop State. Bevill's been able to get their leadoff base runner on in the first 4 innings, while for the Wildcats, they've been able to get a base runner on with 2 outs. So that one sails and misses downstairs. Kaylee Weaver moves to the on-deck circle. As the Wildcats, with 7 outs to work with, down by 1 run, still plenty of time. That one will miss downstairs. And it's 2-1 as Edmondson trying to settle back in here. Able to retire the first 2 batters she faced. Now trying to find that 3rd out to send this one to the bottom of the 5th. Pearl looking for her first base hit. And she smashes one foul down the left field line. Over into field number 3, which is the only field not active in this tournament. And the pitch. Line drive off the glove of the third baseman Webb, and that'll keep the inning alive. No, it's going to be a foul ball. They immediately called it a foul ball, even though it went off the glove of Bailey Webb, but I believe it was hooking foul, but Webb could have easily made the catch for out number 3. And the at-bat will continue in a second life here for number 21, Lizzie Purro. Keeps it alive. Can she cash in? And she flies one down the left field line, but this one will hook foul as well. Now to reach at Caleb Butler in left field. Weaver awaits on deck as Purro with a long at bat here has fouled off the last 2 pitches. And she lets that one go downstairs for a full count. 3-2. Burnett with a 2-out single keeps the inning alive. Can Purro cash in here? Try to give Bishop State a huge rally here in the 5th inning. She'll work a walk. First and second here for the Wildcats. With Kaylee Weaver, their leading home run hitter, due up. Had a high fly ball to right field, but not deep enough for her 5th home run of the season. A pop out at short. And Valtteri her first at bat in the 2nd. The 3rd inning, a fly out to right. Wildcats threatening here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. And a good looking pitch connects for strike number 1. It was 2-0-2 down to begin. 2 flyouts to left. Burnett with a 2-out single, and Purro works a walk. That misses downstairs as Weaver trying to cash in, as you can hear the wind blowing through the press box. But beautiful weather for this Friday morning going into the afternoon. Another miss downstairs as Edmondson losing control of the strike zone here in the 5th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Weaver with Kaylee Bryant on deck. Edmondson trying to get on the same page with her catcher. Here's the pitch. And swung on a miss on a pitch that was outside. 2-2 here to Kaylee Weaver. She was swinging for the fences on that 2-1 pitch. Now had to settle in at the bow here with 2 strikes. Kaylee Bryant moves to the on-deck circle. Weaver lets that one go downstairs, and the 3rd straight at bat goes full. Wildcats have had the base loaded once so far. That was in the second inning. They have a chance here in the fifth inning with 2 outs. And it's downstairs. Runners were going, but it doesn't matter. It will be a walk here. And the base is loaded once again here for the Wildcats. And now the biggest at bat of the season on the shoulders of 00 Kaylee Bryant. And now looks like Bishop State's going to issue a pinch runner at first base for Weaver, and that's exactly what they do. They will have number 7 come in, Kaylee King. A freshman coming in with only 15 at-bats on the year. She has no stolen bases, but this will result in a visit on the circle with Kyla Edmondson with her head coach Chris Harris. And a big decision here with Chris Harris if he's going to remain with Edmondson. It looks like he goes back to the dugout without a pitching change. So it'll be Edmondson versus Kaylee Bryant, with the biggest at bat on the line here for the Wildcats. Bryant so far a walk in the second, ground out the third in the fourth inning. Bases loaded, full of Wildcats with 2 outs. And the pitch is in for strike number 1. Burnett is on at third, Puro on at second. Kaylee Keene on at first, in for Kaylee Weaver. 0-1 pitch is in for strike 2, and quickly ahead is Kyla Edmondson. Not hesitating, delivers 2 strikes, no swings yet from Kaylee Bryant. As this one's fouled off, keeps the at-bat alive is Kaylee Bryant. Mallory Wheat awaits on deck. All of this coming with 2 outs for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch popped up in the infield. And the Bears get out of the jam after a catch from Hartley Rice. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 lead for Bevill State. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Bevill State trying to tag on to their lead. Emma Gilmore back in for another inning of work. As it'll be the bottom of the batting order here for the Bears. As it'll be Rachel Whitmer, Allison Bates, and Aaliyah Keaton. Bevill State grabbed the early lead in the bottom of the 4th inning off an RBI signal from Skylar Black. That one will miss downstairs. Whitmer with a walk so far. Allison Bates awaits on deck. Gilmore only giving up 2 base hits, both coming in that bottom of the 4th inning. And she's behind the count 3-0 here to Whitmer. Playing in center today. Pretty much all the games are at the same pace so far in the 5th and 6th inning of our first wave, technically second wave of games today, but it'll be a 4-pitch walk here to Whitmer. Leadoff base runner for the 5th straight inning for the Bears. They had a leadoff double from Bailey Webb, and Webb came in to score off the RBI single from Skyward Black. We'll see if it'll be a different approach here from the Bears. But Allison Bates laid down sacrifice bunter last time up. Shows bunt again. Bunts it foul down the left field line. I don't think was ready for that pitch. Fouls it down the left field line. It'll be an 0-1 count here to Bates with Keaton on deck. Whitmer able to work a 4-pitch walk to Emma Gilmore. Bates lays down another bunt. This one fair to Wheat. Fires a second in time. What a throw there from Mallory Wheat, connecting with her shortstop Stafford for out number 1. The Wildcats were prepared for it, and they fired the second in time. And now brings up at the top of the batting order, as Keaton will step in with a walk and a strikeout so far in her first 2 plate appearances. With Chappell on deck. Shows bunt. Taking off for second. The throw is in time. And trying to get and understand what just happened, it looks like either a balk occurred from Emma Gilmore, because the umpire had his hand up before the throw was even made. Tad was definitely in time. Taking off was Allison Bates. And I believe that's what the call is, a balk. So Bevill State will get a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. And it's an 0-1 count, so that is, I believe, the call, a balk. Calling on Emma Gilmore. Could have been 2 outs. So that one's outside. Big call in this one. Pretty much any runs that come in the score for Bevill State is huge for Bishop State, who's had a very hard time generating runs with 2 outs. They've had the base loaded twice, but unable to convert. That is swung on and missed, or a foul tip into the glove from Keaton. It will be 1-2 here with 1 out. But could have been 2 outs with the bases empty here for Keaton, but now she'll have a chance to bat in a run. So that one's downstairs. Coming up at the top of the hour at 1:30 start time, depending on the final out of this game. It will be an elimination game in Division I. Shelton State, who lost to Northwest Shoals to begin the tournament yesterday at 2 o'clock p.m. As that swung on a miss and a strikeout here for Emma Gilmore. And that brings up Caitlin Chappell, runner on second with 2 outs. And Coastal South, after losing to Snead State by a final score of 4-1 in the winner's bracket game, the number 2 seed versus the number 4 seed. One team will continue in the tournament, the other one will be eliminated. But it'll be Coastal South versus Shelton State, an elimination game coming up at 1:30 p.m. here on field number 2. So don't go anywhere for that crucial Division I game. We advise fans to follow us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Keep track of all your favorite teams, news, notes, and highlights, and also subscribe to our YouTube page. Check out all the previous games on YouTube at ground ball to third. And there will be an easy tag there to get the force out. And apparently no tag was made from the third baseman, Mallory Wheat. So Runners on the corners here with 2 outs. A wasted opportunity there, which could have ended the inning, and now runners on the corners here with 2 outs for Bevill State. As it brings up Bailey Webb as head coach. Chris Harris will call over his base runners and the hitter, Bailey Webb. Big opportunity to push this game out of reach for the Bears. Very long conversation, making sure the base runners are on the same page. We could possibly see a double steal. We saw this multiple times yesterday when Northwest Shoals, the leading stolen base team in the Division I, Bevill State leads Division II with the most stolen bases. They had 153 coming in. And now the 3 umpires are going to have a conversation. Might be a conversation about the last play. It looked like there was a tag from Maury Wheat. If the tag was made, it would have been out number 3, and we're heading to the 6th inning. And there is no tag made. Runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And the dangerous Bailey Webb due up. Into a fielder's choice in the first, a double, and came around to score in the 3rd inning. That is the only run of this game so far here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Webb leads the team with the most doubles, with over 20 on the year. That's in for strike number 1. And a glorious opportunity to push this game out of reach. Well, as a reminder, we have Shelton State versus Coastal Southern in Division I elimination game coming up. Oh, 1 pitch. Can ask for strike 2. And now a double steal attempt. Tag at 3rd is not in time. As Kaylin Chappell will advance to 2nd. So 3rd and 2nd here with 2 outs. But the count is 0-2 here to Bailey Webb. So she'll have to be strong here with 2 outs. Base hit not only will drive in 1, but possibly a 2nd. And the pitch. Hit up the middle. This will drop in for a base hit. Bevill State will extend the lead 2-0. Throw home in time. But it will be an RBI signal from Bailey Webb, and it is 2-0 as we enter the 6th inning here on JockJive. Don't go anywhere between the Bears and the Wildcats here in an elimination game. We have made it through 5 innings. 4 hits for the Wildcats, 3 hits for Bevill State. Bevill State with a 2-0 lead. RBI single from Bailey Webb. It will drive in a run. Almost had 2-run double, but a nice throw at home plate was able to get the third possible run to come and score for the Bears. It's a 2-0 lead at the moment. We have a stoppage on the field. We don't know what this is for. Might be something with the home plate umpire, as Kyla Edmondson is still on the circle. But we don't know what the stoppage is. We'll step aside for 30 seconds here on JockJive. 2-0 Bevill State. And finally, we'll enter the top of the 6th. Guess we were waiting for number 22, Allison Bates, to get her gear on. Well, she's ready to rock and roll. Kyla Edmondson trying to get the final 6 outs to send Bevill State farther into this tournament. The Wildcats will bring up Mallory Wheat, Jessica Farrer, and Emma Wilson to lead things off here. Down by 2 runs. Needing a comeback here. So that one's going to miss as well. It's a 2-0 count here to Mallory Wheat, who has a single and a walk so far in the game. But Bevill State able to get an RBI single from their leading hitter, Bailey Webb, to make it 2-0 and almost made it 3-0 by a nice throw to home plate in time. Was able to catch Caitlin Chappell, trying to score from second base, and Bevill State only able to grab 1 run, but that's a crucial run depending on how this game goes the rest of the way. And that's in for a strike as well. Battling back here is Kyla Edmondson, the ace for the Bears this season, has pitched 5 shutout innings, looking for a 6th straight. The Wildcats have had the bases loaded twice so far, but unable to convert, as this one's going to be lifted into left field. Now this one's going to drop for a base hit as it goes all the way to the wall, and a leadoff double, the first extra base hit for the Wildcats, as number 26, Mallory Wheat, starts the offense here for Bishop State. That'll be the Wildcats' 5th hit of this game, and their first extra base hit, like I mentioned, comes at a crucial time, a well-hit ball to left field. And now Jessica Farr will step in with 2 strikeouts so far. Wheat has been the Wildcats' best hitter today with 2 base hits and a walk. And Wheat, that will be her 10th double of the season. That first pitch will be in for a strike here to Jessica Farr, or make that the second pitch of this bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Farr with Emma Wilson on deck. But 2 strikeouts here for Farr. Bunt shown. She went around for strike 2. Trying to move Wheat over into scoring position. Any runs are crucial right here for Bishop State. And I just heard around the press box, this is the lowest scoring game so far this morning. On the 4 fields are at to right now. Ground ball back to the pitcher, and it's going to be a misplay there from Edmondson, moving the runner to third. And the Wildcats are in business here in the 6th inning. Crucial error there. That would have done the job of moving Wheat over to third. But not only is Wheat at third, but Farr is on at first. Runners on the corners here with no outs. And now Emma Wilson will step in here with a chance to put the Wildcats on the board. Hit by a pitch in the second, a strikeout in the 4th. Runner takes off for second. Easily safe, but it's in for a strike. And now a base hit can tie the game up here for the Wildcats. Now we'll start out 0-1 here. Wilson looking for her first base hit. The number 9 hitter, infield is in for Bevill State, as this one's popped up and this will go out of play. Count will be 0-2 here. Harmony Stafford is on deck. The right part of the lineup trying to cash in here against Kyle Edmondson, who's been so strong all game long. He's had traffic on the base paths, but able to pitch out of it. But this one is different with no outs. And this one's fouled off against the fence. No activity in the bullpen for the Bevill State Bears. They're going to ride with their starter, Edmondson. Both starting pitchers are known for making it long in the ball game. As Wilson flies one to left field, and this one's going to be caught. Tagging up, Wheat comes in, and she will score, and it's 2-1. Bevill State off the RBI sat fly, a productive at bat. Out number 1 is recorded, no tag up at second, but a sac fly for Emma Wilson, and it's 2-1. They needed that run desperately, and now Harmony Stafford will check in. Stafford an 0-for-3 game, a strikeout, hit into a fielder's choice, and also flew out to left field in foul territory. The catch made from Kayla Butler, but she steps in here with a chance to tie it up with one swing of the bat. That one right down the middle for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Stafford, with Olivia Watkins on deck. The heart of the Bangor trying to come through here after trailing all game long. That'll be in for a strike as well here to Stafford. Emma Wilson able to convert her 30th RBI of the season. She is the only batter for the Wildcats with over 30 RBIs on the year. Everybody else is at 20 plus. Stafford chases this one, flies one to left field, foul territory, and running out of room is Kayla Butler. And then it will remain 1-2. Wolver's had a couple of chances in foul territory to the left side to make a couple of catches. Unable to catch one earlier in the game, but did not come back to bite. The Bears moving forward. This will be a ground ball to second to Black. They fire the first in time. Jessica Farr will advance to third. But now number 2 recorded here. And brings up Olivia Watkins. A 1-for-3 game, a single, a strikeout, and a fly out to left. Runner on third here with 2 outs. Wildcats trying to cash in here with 2 outs. First pitch delivered in for a strike. Harmony Stafford with a ground out to second. Moving Jessica Farr, who reached off an E1. Pitch misses downstairs. Anaya McGee Burnett is on deck. Well, the Wildcats trying to tie it up here in the 6th to make the bottom of the 6th a little bit more interesting. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lifted to left field, foul territory, and run out room again is Butler. That'll be a long strike. Number 2, 1-2 now here. To Olivia Watkins. A 44-hit season. She's hit 12 doubles this year for the Lady Wildcats. A .312 hitter. Needs to come through here with 2 strikes. And Watkins, ground ball foul down the left field line. We started this thing off with a Mallory Wheat double to left field. Jessica Farr able to reach off an E1. Emma Wilson with a sat fly to left field. Harmony Stafford ground out to second. Now is out number 2, and now the top of the 6th relies upon Olivia Watkins. Has to be strong here with 2 strikes. She hits a line drive. What a catch from Bailey Webb. And that leads a runner stranded at third as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Bishop State's on the board, but they still trail by 1 here on JockJive. Bottom of the 6th inning, last chance for the Bears to tag on some insurance runs. Bishop State was able to get an RBI sat fly from their left fielder, Emma Wilson. First pitch, ground ball, base hits to left field on the very first pitch. Hartley Rice converts a leadoff single. For Bevill State in all 6 innings, the Bears with their leadoff hitter on. Rice able to convert, and that'll be Bevill State's 4th hit of the game. As it brings up Scour Black. An RBI signal started the storm for the Bears. We'll bat here, runner on first. Gilmore still on. Bunt here, but it's going to be fouled off from Scour Black. The winner of this game will play in another elimination game later on today. The loser will be sent packing. But coming up, we have Shelton State versus Coastal South, an elimination game, and we just got our first final just moments ago. Here's a bunt here, bat to Gilmore. She turns to second, the throw in time. Wildcats did that earlier in this game. They do it once again, get the force out, second on the bunt attempt. And our first final that we have, this is in Division II play. Lake Sumter State with a 9-2 victory over Wallace Dothan. That was the other elimination game that we have. So Sumter keeps their postseason dreams alive, and Wallace Dothan will be eliminated, and their postseason time comes to an end. So Lake Sumter will advance in the ACCC Division II Softball Championship.
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Ground ball down the right field line, foul. So we'll take a look at that updated tournament. So Sumter comes away. They'll keep their postseason dreams alive as it's 1 ball and 1 strike here. So that pitch will miss downstairs here to Morgan Dupree. Sacrifice bunt and also hit into a fielder's choice her last time up. She'll bat here, playing in right field. The bottom of the 6th inning, Wildcats desperately need their pitching staff to not allow a run. This is going to be a fair ball. Throw to first in time. Good throw there from behind the plate from Lizzie Porro. And that's out number 2, but it does move the Bevill State base runner into scoring position at second. That's Scour Black. And now brings up Caleb Butler, and it looks like we're going to actually have a pinch hitter. Bevill State is going to bring up Number 35, Maddie Blevins, freshman infielder who has 49 at-bats during the regular season. 16 base hits. She's got 4 home runs and 20 RBIs, a .327 hitter. And we also have a final in a winner's bracket game with South Florida State with a 3-2 victory over Central Alabama. South Florida State defeated Bishop State yesterday by a final score of 10-8. And Central Alabama defeated Bevill State 9-4. But South Florida State will remain in the winner's bracket, and Central Alabama now faces elimination. So 2 of the 4 games in our first wave of games are at its conclusion. First game today was actually at 9 o'clock to finish up the Wallace State versus Northwest Shoals. Wallace State remains in the winner's bracket. Northwest Shoals will face elimination later today. 2-0 count here to Maddie Blevins, who searches for her 17th hit. Her only 4 extra base hits this season have been 4 home runs. But she'll step in here, and this will be a bat number 50 on the year for Maddie Blevins. Number 35 pinch hitting for Kayla Butler playing in left. And that's going to be in for a strike. It'll be 3-1. As Blevins was on her way to first base. Well, we'll face another pitch at this at-bat. Emma Gilmore trying to make it through 6 complete innings, just allowing the 2 runs. So that one's fouled off, and Gilmore will battle back. 3-2 now, with Rachel Whitmer, number 16, on deck. The last chance for Bishop State, it'll be Anaya McGee-Burnett, Lizzie Perot, and Kaylee Weaver, unless we have pinch hitters. So it'll be hitters 3, 4, and 5 for the Wildcats to try to save their season. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Gilmore flips over to first in time. Leads the runner stranded at second. Wildcats down by 1 with 3 outs to work with. Can the Wildcats keep their season alive? Stay tuned here on JockJive. Bishop State's season on the line. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Wildcats. Bevill State with 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Bishop State was able to get on the scoreboard in the top of the 6th. And now they're going to need another run to at least tie 2 for the lead. And we also just got another final in Division II play. Marion Military Institute with a 12-2 victory over St. John's River, the team out of Florida. First pitch will sail upstairs, so Marion Military will be in the winner's bracket. And St. John's River, Florida, now facing an elimination. South Florida State with a 3-2 victory over Central Alabama in the winner's bracket game. As that one will sail outside, Lake Sumter State with a 9-2 victory over Wallace Dothan. And with Wallace Dothan being the first team eliminated from the postseason tournament, one more team will be eliminated before we go into the 1:30 games. Kyla Edmondson still on the circle. And she's behind in the count 3-0, as you just saw the Coastal South Coyotes move over toward the third base dugout, as they will be facing off against Shelton State after the conclusion of the final out of this game. 3-0's the count here to Burnett. And it'll be in for strike one. Anaya McGee-Burnett, Lizzie Purrow, and Kaylee Weaver due up. Burnett is 2 for 3 in this game with 2 singles. Ground out to the pitcher. And she smashed one down the left field line, and it'll hook foul. And she's the only one of the 3 hitters that has a base hit off of Kyla Edmondson, number 8. Edmondson has 17 complete games under her belt during the regular season. Looking for an 18th and come away with a win. Edmondson, or that will be Burnett fouling it out of play. Count will be 3-2 here. Wildcats trying to put the game time run on foot. As this is the only field currently in action, as the other 3 fields preparing for their bid games coming up. And that is in for strike 3 as Burnett caught looking. Out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Definitely the lowest scoring game so far in the last wave of games here at Veterans Park. But a crucial elimination game. Lizzie Purrow steps in with a strikeout and 2 walks, trying to get on base. First pitch will sail inside for ball number 1. Kaylee Weaver is currently on deck. Wildcats number 5 seed trying to survive here in the elimination game. That'll be in for a strike. Seven strikeouts for Edmondson today. And she's up in the count now, 1-2. 2 outs away from a complete game victory and send the Wildcats packing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grounded foul down the left field line from Purrow. Strikeout in the first, walks in the 3rd and the 5th inning. Looking for her first base hit. Hits are 5-4 in favor of Bishop State. Not a lot of hits in this game, but some big swings with 2 outs, the difference maker. That misses downstairs, and it will be 2-2 here. Weaver also hitless in this game on deck with 2 flyouts and a walk. Purrow trying to be strong here with 2 strikes. And that actually is going to hit her, and now the Wildcats have the game time run coming up on base. Brings up Kaylee Weaver. We're on first. I thought they were going to have a pinch runner at first base. It looks like they're going to remain with Lizzie Purrow on at first. She is a catcher, so they could issue a courtesy runner. Purrow with just 3 stolen bases on the year. 76 stolen bases for Bishop State this season as a team. We'll see they put Purrow in motion. First pitch, and that's for strike number 1 here to Kaylee Weaver. Kaylee Bryan moves to the on-deck circle. 3 of the 5 hits for Bishop State came early in this game. Weaver swings and misses for strike 2. Weaver with a pop out at shortstop in the 2nd, a fly out to right, and a walk in the 5th inning. Down the count now, 0-2. And I'll miss downstairs, 1-2 now here to Weaver. The leading home run hitter for Bishop State this season. And 4 home runs on the year. Looking for her 5th. That could be the determining factor in this one. So that will be a pitch downstairs. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Lizzie Pearl on deck, or Lizzie Pearl on base at the moment. So that one misses downstairs, and working it full here is Weaver. Pearl was hit by the pitch. And the battle with 2 strikes. Game time run on at first base. The go-ahead run at the plate with Weaver. Still hitless today. Can change it with one swing of the bat. 3-2 pitch. Grounded to the first baseman. She'll stroll over to first to get the out for out number 2. Game time run is in scoring position here with 2 outs. And it's going to rely upon Kaylee Bryan to get the job done. 0-0, and looks like we're going to have a conversation on the circle. Actually, it's going to be a conversation between the infield umpire and head coach Chris Harris. Out recorded at first, so they'll stick with that original call. And Perot is actually going to go back to first base, so there must have been interference. Interference called, and now a long conversation with head coach Monica Higginbotham, because could have been a runner on at second with 2 outs, but now game time run is still at first base now with 2 outs, and now the 3 officials are going to meet with each other. Long conversation here between the umpires. This is a big call here in the top of the 7th. But either way, the Wildcats are down to their final out. And they're going to stick with the original call. Runner at first with 2 outs. Kaylee Bryant represents the last chance here. And Monica Higginbotham still upset with the official ruling. Bryant 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. Trying to keep the Wildcats season alive. First pitch is in for a strike. A walk in the second, a ground out to third in the 4th. A pop out at short in the 5th inning. Now she has Lizzie Perot on at first base. That one misses outside. Trying to get a good frame job there was Allison Bates. Unable to get called. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Kaylee Bryant. 2 more games on schedule. Here on field number 2, we'll go to Division 1. This one's going to be popped up, and the Wildcats are down to their final strike, possibly of the season. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kaylee Bryant. Edmondson with the pitch. Ground ball to short to Rice. Flips over to second in time, and Bevill State will keep their season alive with a 2-1 victory in the elimination game. Take a look at the final stats in this one. Bishop State 1 run off of 5 hits, no errors. Bevill State 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. The Bears will continue their postseason dreams, while Bishop State will have their season come to an end. 2 hard-fought battles for the Wildcats, losing yesterday 10-8 to South Florida State, and today 2-1. We have another elimination game upcoming. Coastal South versus Shelton State to keep their season alive. We'll be back here on JockJive, but for now, I'm Dallas Rinsey. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Bevill State with a 2-1 victory in the elimination game.